Morning.
Good morning. Morning. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. I like how you took an exact sip of coffee as I took a sip of coffee there, because we can't really see each other, can we? We just can see a camera.
We're very synchronized anyway. I think it's just in our nature to be synchronized. So
yes,
I think we've just spent way too much time together, but now apart, but just through the web.
Yes. First of all, congratulations on day 2 of sort of unlockdown in France.
You know what? I'm almost finding it more difficult and more confusing than lockdown. At least with lockdown, There was rules. It was strict. Mm-hmm. I was able to abide by certain things. Now I just don't know what to do.
Yeah, no, I'm exactly the same. I woke up yesterday and it was pouring with rain. That didn't help. But I was like, I could go and do anything, but I don't know what to do. And also, I had this perception of freedom. Do you know what I mean? But then you go outside into the real world, nothing is open. Everyone is like being freaky with each other with face masks and stuff. And it's like, I almost want to go back to my own little world and hide. It's really weird.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it's like this. I was kind of wary of this when we were coming out of it. I'm like, everybody's going, yeah, we're going to get out. And I'm like, this is going to be even harder. It's going to be even weirder. Yeah. And like, it's that kind of whole social distancing thing, especially in France, where you're like, what do they think we can do? How close can we go? You know what I mean? Like, how close could I think we can go? And then you always have that thing where you, like, in the brief, like, day that I've had it, you have that thing with people where you, like, when you first see them, you have this weird kind of, like, I don't know, it's like, you don't know what to do. You like, do I go? No, I don't. It's 1.5 meters. Okay. But they're a friend. Yeah. Do they not care about that? You know what I mean?
How are you, Ken? Good. How are you, Ken? Good. How's the family, Ken? They are good. Hi. Stay 6 feet away. Oh, right. Sorry. Stay safe. Thanks for checking in. I have to go. I have a Zoom call.
I wish I could get on a plane. That's honestly the only thing for me. But we'll talk about travel and climbing daily stuff a little bit later. But we've got some news. And the news is kind of opening up a bit. IFSC news again. This is sort of a weekly thing at the moment from the IFSC. They're sending regular sort of updates. Yeah. So the Asian Championships and the Oceania, which is the best name for championships ever. I don't know why. Oceania reminds me of Waterworld. You remember that film?
Yeah, Kevin Costner classic.
A great film, but Oceania is in my head is that. So the Asian Games.
Who was the baddie in Waterworld?
Oh, God, I have no idea.
Dennis Hopper.
I have no idea. Dennis Hopper. Thank you for that knowledge. That was the best film. I wanted to be on a boat, honestly.
Yeah, that was cool.
Anyway, so the Asian Games have been rescheduled to Xiamen, I know I pronounced that wrong, in China from December the 10th to the 13th. And the Oceania Championships are now in Sydney from December the 19th to 20th. Now, we should sort of take this with a little bit of a pinch of salt because these are being rescheduled, but currently there is no international travel and the athletes can't go near each other. So it's amazing news that the IFSC is looking ahead. I think realistically it's perhaps optimistic, but hey, they've got a plan, they've got a schedule, it's in there. That's something to hold on to, I think.
Yeah, I guess they're trying to be as positive as possible, which is positive in itself. Like I think with all these things, we just don't know. We don't know what's going to happen with travel abroad, etc. So I think it's a waiting game still. I guess if you're them, you're thinking, let's just get a date in the diary and let's just like hope for something to develop and change in that regard. Yeah,
absolutely. And there's Olympic places up for grabs in those events, so it is a big one for the sport.
Who, just for your opinion, who do you think has got a big shout for that? Is that like, do we know who's already qualified from those guys? Who's that open to? Do you think?
To be honest with you, I haven't spent a huge amount of time looking into it. Like Asia, it's a tricky one because of that whole Japanese place thing being gone already. So it allows like more athletes coming through to potentially get those places because the Japanese places have already been got. Yeah. And obviously in the Asian Games, usually the Japanese athletes are a huge presence. So perhaps that will allow a few more countries in. Oceania-wise, again, like there's a few names, but it's really hard to look at it and work it out because it really depends on who's allowed to travel, who's going to travel, and also who wants to sort of continue the Olympic cycle. You know, I have a feeling that a few athletes are going to get to this point and go, you know what, it's so up in the air, I can't train properly, I'm just out. But who knows? It's up in the air, so we'll see.
Okay, nice one. In other news, Babsy Zangel has put her confinement training to good use. She has reported on Instagram that she's climbed Unleashed, an 8C plus route, and then Instructor, an 8C plus /9A route. The latter is a monster 45-meter line, which her partner, Jako Polaka, made the first ascent last year. Both routes are in Vorarlberg, Austria, so they're climbing at their local crag. Climbing in Austria is kind of, as we know, has been open for like a kind of couple of weeks. So it's great to see those guys, all their training paying off. I think those guys were actually supposed to be in Yosemite at the moment, but I think with all the new regulations, they can't. But having read their Instagram and stuff like that, I think they're very happy just to be climbing, regardless of where it is. So I think that is the theme, obviously, at the moment, is climbing at your local crag.
Nice. Yep. And lucky them to have 8C/9As at their local crag.
It's
pretty good.
Crag, exactly.
Yeah, another strong lady who's been crushing is Melissa Leneve. She's just done an 8C plus sport route called Bionic Commando, which is a badass name. It's worth just looking into Melissa a little bit because Melissa used to be a comp climber. Remember, she won QIF 2017. She then sort of backed away from comps a bit, concentrated more outside. Although she is actually route setting for international competitions now, one of the few women route setters to do that, so that's pretty badass. But the exciting thing with Melissa is she's done a bunch of 8C pluses already, so potentially we could be seeing 9A from Melissa, especially considering this lockdown training cycle she seems to be in, so exciting times for her.
She was definitely in a cycle of training beforehand, I think, as well. Definitely, like whenever you looked at her Instagram, she was doing some other kind of crazy, like workout kind of routine type thing. So I think her head is now definitely like it's in pushing her grade, I think, as hard as she possibly can. So one would hope that the 9A is imminent for sure. Speaking of 9A, Jerne Kruder has been on a sending mission at his local area near Selži in Slovenia. He's been ticking projects left, right and centre, first ascent some of them, and 11 routes of 8A or harder have gone down in the last couple of days, and most impressively a 9A first ascent of Pešena Una, a line he bolted last year. I think at the moment you're seeing a bit of a story that I managed to grab from his Instagram yesterday of an attempt on that route, but he has made the first ascent of it. So, and it looks like super hardcore, like body tensioning type of route, like legs high one side, all the way to legs high the other side. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. So good to see him ticking some more routes. I think like in the aftermath of him, I think I'm not sure, but I'm the opinion that he's going to concentrate more and more on outdoor. As he gets older. I mean, he's not old, but like as he kind of gets more mature, he's obviously digging the outdoor more and more. Like even before when we saw him like just training outdoors to go indoors kind of thing. I feel like he's going to become more of an outdoor climber like over the next kind of couple of years.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. And also, I love the fact that in my head, every time he's done a hard ascent, he's definitely cracking a beer, and therefore that makes him one of my favourites.
I mean, if that's the case, he's probably like had 11 beers by the time he's gotten his 9A.
I've seen him drink 11 beers. The man can do it. He's on it. A lady who I've never heard of here called Martina Demel. Like some people in lockdown sort of train, some people eat a lot of cake. That's me. She's come out of lockdown and done her...
Yeah, right, Matt. You don't eat cake.
I have eaten some cake. It's anyway. But she has come out of lockdown and done 4 of her first 8C routes, which is pretty insane. 4. Yeah, she's 18. Wow. She's climbed them all in the Frankenjura, including what is particularly special is an ascent of Roof Warrior, which is a notoriously hard 8C, and she did it second go, which is bonkers.
No way.
Of course, the rules in Germany are a bit different. They've been climbing for a while, with strict social distancing rules. But with this lady, I looked at her Instagram, and it seems to imply that she only started climbing in 2017, which is crazy. So I don't want to make predictions, but she's She's definitely on the 9B counter. I'm just saying it there. Martina, definitely, 100% guaranteed.
Where's she from? She German? She must be German, right?
No, she's not. So her boyfriend lives in Erlangen. God, I've really stalked this woman. So she kind of went there for the lockdown. I don't actually know where she's from. She spends a lot of time in Spain, but I think she's kind of floating a little bit at the moment. So I don't know.
Okay, fine.
Basically,
floating nationality.
It's a floating crusher.
Okay, so right, next up we've got Julia Fisser, who is an Austrian. She's on the Austrian climbing team. She has used lockdown in a very similar way. She's got very strong, and she's climbed her first 8C, which is called the Schwarzer Schwan. It's in Otzdal, Austria, and she sent it on her 5th session. Nice one, Julia.
Wow.
Looking forward to hearing more from
Julia.
you.
One more lady we've got to talk about, which is Angy Eiter.
Ladies are crushing it right now, aren't they?
They're killing it, lads. Step it up. Come on, boys.
LL
Angy...
confinement. Ladies love confinement.
Angy, the way ladies lock up confinement.
No, you know how LL Cool J was LL Cool... You know what LL stand for?
LL Cool J is hard as hell.
No.
Ladies love.
I did not know that. Is that what LL Cool J stands for?
Yeah, ladies love Cool J.
Battle anybody, I don't care, you tell.
So LL confinement would be ladies love confinement.
Wow.
Because they
how
can
do you
train
get
so
to
hard,
the status? Obviously. How do you get to be an LL? Can you just call yourself? Can I just start calling myself LL Matt, or does it not work like that?
I mean, I'm pretty sure he didn't get like a diploma or anything like that, LL Cool J.
I was walking down the street one day and I said, I want a cool name. My name is Ladies Love Cool James or something like that.
I'm going to start signing my name LL and see how it catches on.
I mean, I think there's already an LL in the climbing photography world, so you're kind of fighting with him.
That is true.
Mr. Liam Lonsdale.
I excel, they all fail.
He's a natural LL. You can't really compete with that, to be honest. I think you're fighting a losing battle, Matt.
True.
I think you need to start something else, like Mr. Groomy.
This conversation's taken a depressing turn. Thanks for that. All right, Angy Eiter, as I was saying, she's the only woman to climb 9B, and she's just finished her project, and I will butcher this, so apologies Germans out there. Schnatzenleifahrer.
Yeah, you butchered that.
Selaf after.
I mean, it sounds like it's somewhere in Russia.
It's in Austria, actually. So she bolted this line. It took her 4 months of bolting and working it. It's 40 meters long, got 3 distinct cruxes and hard stacked moves throughout. But what is interesting here is she hasn't yet committed herself to the grade. So her quote says, "It's not my hardest route, but belongs amongst the hardest routes I've climbed. Repetitions are needed to reach a consensus." Now, if it's not the hardest route, so it's not 9B, but it's amongst the hardest, I reckon it's 9A+, which means she could be 9A+ counter, which is exciting news.
Nice. We need to do, when we get back, we need to do like a whole, or do we? There's probably not that much to do, but yeah.
There was that 9B slab and maybe this one,
Yeah,
but that's about it.
That's exciting. She is impressive.
Yeah. She likes my photos on Instagram as well, and I genuinely feel like that makes me feel very special. Honestly, whenever her face comes up, I'm like, oh my god, like she's such a legend. I've never met her. I'd love to meet her.
Definitely not a
So
bot,
thank you, Angy. No, definitely not. They don't exist. Definitely not. No.
There was a while where somebody, I can't remember who it was like commenting on all our pictures.
Ted, I think he was called or something.
No, it's not. It was an actual climber, and I was always wondering if it was a bot. I think it might be Melissa Lenev. And maybe she's just being really sweet and like commenting on all our photos. But then part of me was like, has she paid a bot? And do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
But I think maybe
there are programs.
Like, Melissa, if you're watching, I believe it was you. The bot thing was just like an intrusive thought in my head that I tried to push away, but you know, it was there.
Awkward.
That's news, isn't it?
That is the news. What should we talk about now? Should we talk about outdoor climbing?
Oh yeah, okay. So
now let's do shops. Let's do shops because it kind of ties in.
Shop stuff.
Let's do
Okay.
So basically, like the shop stuff we've got on at the moment, we have basically done a massive restock of bouldering stuff because we are aware now that you're able to go climbing. But and I'm going to jump ahead to like one of the in France anyway, one of the regulations of climbing outside is that you have to have your own kit, right? So we've basically got like a massive restock of kind of bouldering stuff. So I don't know. I'm trying to say this without being too salesy, but basically, you need to get your own kit if you want to go climbing outside. And so now's a good time to buy. So yeah, I'm sorry, that's a plug. It's a shameless plug, but we've got a really good restock of bouldering stuff at the EpicTV at the shop. So if you need stuff, and you probably do if you want to go bouldering outside, go and check out the EpicTV shop.
Shut up and take my money.
There we go. That was very good. Seamless link.
Yeah.
Seamless.
Yeah.
Have you got your own bouldering pad?
I haven't got my own bouldering pad.
There you go. Get on the EpicTV shop.
I know. That's it. I'm gonna have to get one. I'm gonna have to get a bouldering pad. I'm gonna get magnesium chalk. This is all stuff that we're going to talk about. Maybe we should have done the talking outside first. I'm sorry. I just wanted to get the shop stuff in, but now I feel bad and weird and guilty. And can you forgive me?
I think I can forgive you. I think you've done all right. I think it's a link. I think.
The viewers, can you forgive me?
Very good.
Okay, well let's talk about going out climbing outside, because we've been doing a bit of reading, haven't we?
Yeah, I've been doing a little bit. It's a weird one because there are sort of there are guidelines and rules, and then there's grey areas, right? And it's different for every country, obviously. Like the UK, the stuff is going to come out tomorrow, so the day of this show. France has been released sort of last couple of days. We know places like Germany have very, very different rules. So it's hard. I don't think we can really give an overall opinion on the world's climbing, because it is very different per country and sometimes per region. In France, we are allowed to go out, but you've been reading a lot about the rules, and multi-pitches are gone.
Yeah, multi-pitches aren't allowed at the moment. You're allowed to go sport climbing and bouldering. Sport climbing, you're very much encouraged to go in a couple, so just not in like big kind of groups kind of thing. With bouldering, you're allowed to do bouldering, but they don't want you to do high balls, basically, which require a whole bunch of people to be under you to spot you. You kind of need to be doing like lower boulders, where possibly just one person can spot you. They also want you to have your own equipment, so that you're not kind of sharing and touching other people's equipment. I know that is hard to do, but they just want to minimize the amount, I guess, that you are touching other people's kind of quick draws and ropes and stuff like that. Obviously, if you're a belayer, you're going to be touching the other person's rope, but you're encouraged after every belay and after every climb to have a hand sanitizer there with you, and to use that. You're also encouraged to use magnesium liquid chalk, which contains quite a lot of alcohol. It's not seen as a replacement for hand sanitizer, because in order to kill the coronavirus or whatever is within your hands, you need a certain percentage of kind of like alcohol within the hand sanitizer, and nobody really knows what's the percentage of like alcohol in liquid chalk, because they don't like publish it. They don't make it kind of public, really.
There's sort of a few weird rules of people being like, oh, you should really take down quick draws between ascents. So if you're both working a route, for example, they're trying to make you take down quick draws. And this is where I mean by grey area, because the rules have come in, right? But in the same way as like whenever we go to a supermarket, we touch loads of stuff that loads of people have touched. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not a great idea. We might be doing it. And I think some of these climbing rules are sort of put in knowing the reality is that there is going to be some contact. And I think from what I picked up on it, it's got to be like, you got to think about who you're climbing with a little bit. And I think you were very right with the couple thing. I think if you're lucky enough to be spending a lot of time with someone who is also a climber, I would stick to that group. But generally just keep the groups small. And avoid busy crags. Like, you know, if you go to Stanage in the UK on a busy day and it's full of people, we're going to see a sort of a wave 2 of this virus, I think. So I think it's up to us to really sort of take a strong moral standpoint, regardless of like the rules, and just go, you know what, I won't go climbing with 10 of my mates at this crag. I won't work the same 6A warm-up that everyone's doing. You know, find different ways, be creative, take a hangboard, for example, avoid those warm-up routes. I think there's got to be a bit, and I know common sense is tricky, because obviously how do you put a rule on common sense, but I think it has to kick in at this point, because the guidelines are there, and now it's up to us to go, all right, sensibly, how do we follow these guidelines, and what do we and what don't we do to maintain no wave 2, if that makes sense.
Totally. And I think definitely like there's a temptation to kind of be like to really get into the details of like what has the rules that have kind of been made and stuff like that. And I like you said, I think it's like taking those rules and applying them with your own common sense is super important. And again, at the end of the day, it's taking responsibility. It's like we don't want to go back into confinement, but we want to be able to climb. So there has to be a kind of like an ability on our part to try and work with the rules and actually just take responsibility and like just be as kind of like careful as we can be, without like obviously it being a ridiculous like situation where you're going climbing where it's like it takes ages to do anything kind of thing. But there needs to be like certain things in your head which are applied by your own common sense, which allow everybody to climb, as many people as possible to climb without us going back into into another kind of peak of catching corona.
Yeah. I reckon this is a pretty good place just to quickly sort of touch on Climbing Daily, because obviously we're a daily climbing show, and our bread and butter for a long time has been events. We travel, a huge amount a year. That is simply not going to be able to happen for the foreseeable future, which is no bad thing. I see it as a sort of an exciting development. We're going to have to work out how to put Climbing Daily shows out, and we're very much feeling our way with this one as we go. Rules are coming out every day. Of course, we're planning to put out daily shows as much as humanly possible. Every now and again, we might have to back up just so we don't, run out of shows, because it is going to be a bit of a logistical balance with this one. But we've got a whole list of shows planned. We've got stuff coming out. And I just wanted to shamelessly shout out people to support us at this point, because we'd love to get that subscriber over 200,000. We're working really hard to give you guys climbing content. So please carry on watching the videos, carry on commenting, carry on subscribing, do all those things, because we're still here and we're very much still wanting to bring you daily shows.
I'm going to take the more aggressive route and say, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe now and like the video.
Wow.
Because if not, we are going to go absolutely crazy.
Right. I thought you were about to say bust and we're about to all lose our jobs there. That was a scary moment.
No, not quite that bad. But yes, right. Please do subscribe. Otherwise, Matt will get angry. And when Matt gets angry, it's not pretty.
It's not pretty at all. It's ugly.
He rips his shirt off and he starts flexing his muscles. It's not pretty.
I can smash you! I can smash you!
So please subscribe. Thanks. Please help us get to 200,000. And also, I tell you what, why don't you just let us know what you'd like to see in the show? Because I think, like, obviously competitions are kind of not going to be out. I think it's going to be more like, we're like how-tos, tips, like climbing outdoors. Would you like to see me and Matt go climbing as a couple? I mean, we pretty much are a couple. Let's just, let's become an official climbing couple. We could make it official, Matt.
That's good. I think that we should have some kind of like half carabiner on a necklace, that when we touch the carabiner together, it seals into a one, and that's how you know that's your climbing partner. And
then we're just like that for the rest of eternity, just like stuck by our necks, by a chain around our necks.
Yeah.
We had some ideas about kind of going like exploring the local crags that we've got around in Chamonix, and kind of just giving you guys a bit of a kind of taste of what that's like, at the same time as watching me and Matt struggle up some routes as well. So that could kind of happen. A little tour of what we got around in our locality. Yeah, let us know what you think. Yeah. Let us know what you'd like to see, and if it is Matt getting his top off, then don't subscribe, and he'll get angry and take his top off.
There we go. Words of wisdom. Thank you, Hugo. You've got medias to talk about, specifically Mr. Matt Phillips.
Specifically Mr. Matt Phillips. So last Friday we premiered a film called One of a Kind, which tells the story of Matthew Phillips, who is a 2-time world champion paraclimber. It tells the story of him, his rise to becoming world champion, and also his kind of relationship with his mentor and climbing coach, Robin O'Leary. Here is a little clip.
We went up there, and from looking to push the grade, it's very much about finding that project that works. The ultra classic of Emerald Lake, I think it's called one of the best V5s in America. So the first session I had in the kind, it was the second day. It was the second day we'd been in America. So I did the first few moves up to this big reach out right to a good sloper. And I was really struggling with this move. I just couldn't get like the force to swing myself around. And I was getting really frustrated. I tried it a load of times when I should have let other people go on it. It stayed with me most of the trip. I was like, I want to do it, I need to do it to make this trip basically. And then we went back up there yesterday, and it was like the only thing I wanted to do. It was the reason we went back up there basically, was to do that.
Awesome film, beautifully shot of course. And Matt Phillips is an Epic TV athlete now, right? He's one of us.
Absolutely, very good point. I missed that. Yes, he's an Epic TV athlete as of the beginning of this year, and he is an amazing athlete. I am overly impressed by what he can do, but I'm overly impressed by the fact that he's an 18-year-old guy and he comes on like Instagram Live and can very clearly, concisely express himself talking. When I was 18, I mumbled quite a lot. I was like,
Kevin!
What?
but he's very mature.
He is, and he's lovely, and he's so freaking strong. Like, honestly, it's outrageous. Yeah, okay. Is that me, Juz?
Me, Juz done. There is this week we are releasing C'est Bon. It is the next Vintage Rock Tour episode. Episode 2 is in Verdun. Awesome. It is beautiful.
Verdun, acte 2.
Stay tuned, because on Thursday around about 6 o'clock CET is going to go live. So it is, and I've watched it, it's so good, and it like talks about the history of Verdun. It's super good. Matt, you're going to love it.
Awesome, can't wait to see it. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm very excited. Thank you.
Yeah, you're going to love it. It like C'est Bon is the man. He's a dude.
Yeah, he's a dude. Love that guy. Cool. Well, thank you very much. Lockdown continues. And
well, it doesn't.
But we're
kind of out.
Yeah, well, we're filming on Real Rock tomorrow, which I'm very excited by.
Very exciting.
Sweet.
Cool. All right. Well, good to chat.
All right, man.
Oh,
you too.
I just shot you with my finger.
Thanks. I will see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.